Hey guys, it's SmileKitten013. We are back at it again, and we're going to jump right into this one. It's Petz Horsez 2, which I've gotten a lot of notes and comments for this video, so I'm excited to redo it with the updated OBS software so it doesn't look like crud. So we'll just jump right into it. As you guys know, the first game is Champion Dream's First Ride. Second is Petz Horsez. Well, this is Petz Horsez 2. So this is the third one. Again, it's a standalone game, so you don't have to play the others. However, if you want a nice story flow, I would play them in order. And again, the link to buy each of them will be below. This one is now on Steam, which is amazing to see. So it's much easier to buy. You can get the electronic download. Very easy to get a hold of. Alright, as you see, we've already started in the dressage. Things to note about the dressage. So, they took Champion Dreams and Petz Horsez and smushed it all together. So, some gates will require some of the Dance Dance Revolution style. Some will require you to play Champion Dream style, where you speed your horse up, control them. I'm just going to say I'm not a huge fan of it. Honestly, they should have picked one or the other. The mix of both is just really weird, really easy to suck at. I do as well. Don't feel bad. It's just not my forte. And it takes forever. I think the dressage took a total of like 6 to 8 minutes. That's way too long. I don't want to spend any more than 4 to 5 minutes doing something. And if anything, the cross country should take the longest. The dressage it just feels so clunky. It's just not all that enjoyable. It's not what I prefer. Thankfully, they do not force you to do it in this game. You don't even have to compete if you don't want to. There are little side missions that will require you to, win a beginner competition, this or that, but it is not mandatory. So if competing is not your thing, you don't have to do it, thankfully. Moving on to the show jumping. So I'm actually okay with how the route they took with the show jumping. This does require, they've kind of based it off of the skill of your horse, which is great. That's actually something I find fantastic. You need to train your horse. You need to do the practice courses. The more you do, the better they are, the better you compete. And this is just training, so it's not even competing. But overall, I think the route they went with the show jumping was not too bad. As you can see, you speed up and slow down on this one. A blue bar is perfect, so you want to get the little line over the blue bar. If you can't find a blue bar, it means your horse is not leveled enough, and you should just keep doing what you're doing and keep trying to get it better. The higher your horse's skill level, and there is a max skill level of 5, the better they're going to do in competitions. So be prepared to spend a ton of time training your horse. Don't be like me and waste all of the first 3 days of the game training the game horse because you have to buy one after 3 days. So until you own your own horse, don't waste time training the one the game gives you. The only thing about the show jumping is it can be a little frustrating. It's really annoying when you can't at least find a green bar and you're forced to basically knock the braille over because your horse isn't trained. You can get around that by when the foals are born, they're born with innate skill. So when you breed horses, make sure you are breeding max level horses. That will make it so the foal is better upon birth, and it might be a little less frustrating. Okay, on to the cross country. So the cross country is a little bit of a mix of the show jumping as well as Petz Horsez cross country style. So as you can see, there's now a speed gauge that you need to take the jumps at, which I much prefer. I think that's awesome. Obviously, bigger jumps need more speed, smaller jumps need slower speeds. I love that. And then you can do whatever you want without penalty in the interim. There is a jump cam. You can get skill ups for doing that. I don't know if my tab button just wasn't working with the game correctly, but I wasn't able to hit tab and enter champion mode. But tab would be the button to hit, so definitely level that up because it is a level that you need to level up to 5. So once you do that, you will be better. You'll be able to go faster after certain jumps, that kind of stuff. Just cool little speed boosts, get you around the course faster. Overall, I do love the cross country. I think I love it more than, I should clarify, I do love it the most. I don't like the dressage at all. And the show jumping's good, but it's clunky until you level your horse. Cross country is something that no matter your horse's level, you can still enjoy to some degree. You know, it's not like your horse is going to be refusing a jump. So it's very easy, very enjoyable. Sometimes it's hard to make the time limits, that I did find, but it's still enjoyable regardless. The next thing I'll show you is Fiora's office. So in here, there's the computer, and there's, of course, the library. So just like in the other games, you will need to read the books as far as the dressage goes to learn the movements, and they call it horse talk in this game. You need to read the books that make it so that when you talk to your horse, you know what they're asking. Once again, pull out your little phone. If your kid is young, write them down for it. Write it down for them. So on a notepad, that's how I did it before. It's pretty easy to remember. The nice thing is this one, you can actually note and access your notes while you are doing the talking. So that's a cool little feature the other two games did not have. So you can just hit note, but it does take more reading time. So unless you're trying to waste the day reading, not always the best. Okay, so the next thing I'll show you is the outside paddock area, actually. I'm sorry, the order's a little muffed up, but that's okay. There's a few things you can do out there. You can do the horse talk, you can do training your horse, and you can wash your horse. So the horse training, which is the lunge line stuff, is just like Petz Horsez. Keep your mouse in the little center, keep them on the ring and the speed that you're supposed to be going at. When you see the little line drawing around the outside of the horse, that means you're doing it right. Get the little green specks, avoid the red ones. Super simple, super easy. Funny enough, I did find it easy to max a horse's training level in one day. Same with the horse talk. So you want to get the training and the trust maxed before you bother, doing cross country, dressage, show jumping, because if those are maxed, they will actually level up faster. Key little tip there. So definitely spend time doing this. Sure, it's annoying wasting the entire day just doing this over and over and over, but once it's done, you don't have to redo it. That's a key perk. Your horse's training level and trust level will not go down. So once it's there, it's permanent for the entirety of that horse's life. It's so worth doing. They train faster, less frustration, faster in the long run. The other thing you can do outside is shower the horse. Obviously, again, if it's raining, don't do it. The fun thing about this game is you can leave the horse outside. Make sure you check the weather on the TV in the lounge of the ranch before doing that, because if it's raining the next day, your horse is going to be sick. Quite literally, you'll wake up, you'll need to run into town, grab some medicine. That takes forever. Your horse will be sick. It's not going to be fun. So I don't suggest, there's not really a benefit either if your horse's morale is full. There's no benefit to leaving them outside overnight. I would just suggest always putting them in the barn. Unless you really care about leaving them outside, then at least make sure you're checking the weather. Okay, next you'll see the horse care. Sorry, it was a little backwards, but that's okay. This game isn't like the others where you have to do everything at once. As you can see, I went straight into picking my horse's feet. Then I went to cleaning the stall. Once again, I had the same issue I had with Petz Horsez. I play on a double monitor setup, and the game plays in windowed full screen, so my mouse can slip to my other monitor, and then if I click, well, my game gets minused, and that's frustrating. So if you have one monitor, that's great. Maybe disable your second one while playing. But unfortunately with me, I just had to click, walk forward, walk backward, etc. It was very tedious, very annoying. And if I hadn't been recording, I would have definitely disabled the second monitor. Aside from the stall cleaning, you can do the brushes. I went outside and did the wash. There are 3 different brushes in this game. You want to make sure you only use the softest brush for the face and the legs and the rough ones on the body, which is true in real life as well. And then you just walk to the horse trough. That's like you'll see a horse standing there. To the right of them, there's a horse trough. Walk over to it, click it, that feeds them. Make sure you do that, don't forget. But yep, pretty simple, pretty easy. After that, I will show you this outside part. The only really thing left to see is the horse talk. Just as in the first few games, there will be 3 for each one you do. write those things down or take pictures. I cannot stress enough. Do not read those books and then just leave them. Otherwise, you'll be wasting 90 minutes of your game day reading them again. Some of them get really complicated. I will, however, make a video that shows each one and the response to them. I've already kind of been saving the video footage that I've been doing, just going through it. So eventually I will compile it all so that you'll have a complete list of what each one looks like. And then you can just pull it up on YouTube. How convenient would that be? Well, considering this game's on Steam, it's actually worth it. There's a lot more people playing it, so I think a lot of people would enjoy it. Consider it a thank you gift from me. But again, you'll be able to see everything, so all good there. The last thing I'm going to show you is the ranch. So, well, I should say the lounge on the ranch. So this is where you'll get to check the weather on the TV. There's not a whole lot to do besides that. But just keep an eye on the weather if you like taking your horse outside, that kind of stuff. Not much to a point to this room besides that. So after that, I will go ahead and show you the walk. So this game is probably the most in-depth as far as stuff to do and places to go. The town is huge, as you'll fast forward see me just venturing around it trying to find his apartment to progress in the game. One complaint I'm going to already interrupt and say is you live in the city. You do not live on the ranch. So every single day you wake up at 6 a.m. or 8 a.m., whatever you want to start your day at, and you have to ride to the ranch. It's super annoying. I really don't like it. It's my biggest complaint for this game. Besides that, it's not so bad, but it's pretty much like if you set your alarm for 6, you're not getting to the ranch until about 7:30, and that's an hour and a half of wasted time. I wish they'd at least give you the option to sleep at the ranch. I pretty much just wait until 4 a.m. every day till the time goes out. I'll go into the library and just read books until the time goes out. But yeah, aside from that, not a huge fan of that. The town is very pretty. There's lots to do. There's shops to buy things at. Great little secrets to find. The storyline is very in-depth in this game, so you will be in each of those zones. And thankfully there's a map, but they can be hard to find at times, not going to lie. Besides the fact that the city just kind of feels like a giant maze, it's a really beautiful zone. Very fun to wander around and kind of learn. When you're out walking with your horse, there's different paths you can go to. Like one goes to the breeding barn, one goes out to the pastures, and again, there will be events out in the the walking part of it. So definitely try and run around and get a feel for the land, because there will be challenges later that require you to go to certain areas or do little races. So always good to have a grasp on where to go. Well, that's pretty much it. There's tons of gameplay for this game. You could probably spend between 10 and 20 hours playing it. The great thing is, after the story is done, you're free to do what you want. You can keep breeding horses, training, lots of fun. You definitely can keep playing and playing and playing if that's your play style. You can breed, sell, keep training. It's just an endless game, and it's very fun. I find it very enjoyable. Besides the dressage, that's my biggest complaint, and how easy it is to get lost in the city, but that's just me. It's a great game. I would definitely recommend it. I would give it a 9 out of 10 for sure. Again, age range probably between 10 and 12 at the earliest. Young kids might really struggle with the dressage and the show jumping, but it's so fun. If you supervised and helped them with it, it would probably be a lot of fun for both of you. So this is where I'll say comment, like, subscribe, join the Discord, tell me what you want to see, check out our Twitches for when we go live, all that great stuff. Thanks guys, and have a good one.